who can forget the film Saving Private Ryan? Not only was it a decent film with the best 25 minutes to open a movie ever, but it helped put Giovanni Ribisi on Hollywood's radar. He played a medic killed in battle. Oh, he just spoiled it.
Is there anything bleeding worse than the other?
That role, by the way, won him critical praise. But before he hit the big screen, Ribisi made a name for himself on the television. Perhaps you remember him for his recurring role on Friends when he played Phoebe's quirky younger brother.
It's not that weird, is it?
There was also the Wonder Years, Married with Children, the X-Files and all that, but it was the big screen where Ribisi really shined. Virgin Suicides, Lost in Translation, Cold Mountain, The Underrated Boiler Room, and The Gift. All films where he kicked some serious acting ass. Outside of his movie roles, though, he is known for something else. Along with Hollywood heavy hitters Travolta and Cruz, Giovanni's a Scientologist. Incidentally, the singer Beck, who's also into all things Xenu, happens to be his brother-in-law. Ribisi's latest film is called Perfect Stranger. It was just released, and here's a clip.
Hello, can I help you?
Oh, yeah, hi, I'm from IT. I was sent to run the detox on Mr. Hill's computer.
Fascinating. Want to know why? Nobody called IT.
Well, your computer did, sir. When any computer hooked up to the grid goes down, it cries for help.
Cry for help. Have you tried these?
No.
There's a little honey in the center there.
Oh, thank
I'm
you.
Harrison Hill.
Benson, Kurt.
Interesting name.
And here he is, Giovanni Ribisi. How are you, man?
Hi, good. How you doing?
I'm very well. Life's all right?
Yeah, definitely.
Nice
Just
pants,
doing
man.
the thing. I know we have the same exact pants on.
Crazy.
With the pockets and the zippers.
See how you get the same.
Show the ass. Sorry.
You can do whatever you want, right?
Okay, good.
You can say any word you want.
Oh, okay. Good.
All right, so why'd you take this movie now?
Well, initially the character was written as being this guy who was sort of frumpy and overweight and introverted and like the classic, or cliche, I would say, internet computer guy. And I had a meeting with James Foley, and we wanted to go in the complete opposite direction as far as this guy possibly being a contender for Hallie's character, Ro. Mm-hmm. And just being witty and charming, and then how much more interesting that is when there's this sort of turn. Everybody in the movie has this sort of dark underbelly. So
You walk into this movie here, and I suspect the subject matter is not. If you had made this movie 8 years ago,
yeah,
there would be a lot of people.
With a question mark, maybe?
Well, they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't.
Like, what's that?
No, they look at the subject matter and the online stuff and the relationships and all that craziness, and they would have thought, whatever. But way more people can relate to this now.
Well, it is definitely a universal thing now, the internet and online chatting and all of that. And the movie's, essentially about secrets and the lengths that people will go to keep those secrets. And I think that,
Could you relate to that?
Me?
Yeah.
I think we all can relate to that, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, I can definitely relate to that.
When the audience watches and they see you and the people you're in the film with, not just this movie and other movies, hopefully, and they watch, it's a one-dimensional relationship with you because they see you on magazines and movies, essentially, and you in interviews. Because you remain relatively outside of that weird kind of superstar Hollywood thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's one thing that for me, I've lately just sort of learned to accept that, and I see that as being part of the business. And I think that to a greater or lesser degree, yeah, that's kind of important. You might need to, dip your foot into that a little bit because, you want to be able to do the movies that you want to be able to do. And there is, a commercialism there.
Did you have to learn that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, at first I was just against any sort of publicity or doing anything, and it was really just because, a workaholic, and sometimes I would do 5 movies a year, and it was just about that. But I think it's just, there was a time that I had that was just stepping back from things and sort of reevaluating things in my life and being able to live my life a little bit more. And yeah, I think absolutely. I think I've definitely matured in that way.
The Scientology thing, did that aid in that? Did that come later?
For me personally, yeah. I think that Scientology has its applications for it's such a broad field, and so many people use it for so many different things in their life. But yeah, definitely, because there is counseling in Scientology, and yeah.
And so I wonder at a certain point, because a lot of, you see with athletes and artists and anybody in their life, whatever the religion that they decide to build their house on plays a big part in their personality after the fact.
Right, yeah. Well, Scientology is specific. There's been, over the years, there's been a lot of criticism, and I think it's becoming more accepted because I think people are understanding specifically, that it's not a threat or...
Your brother-in-law, Beck, was on our show, and he said, and we talked about it, and he had said that when he sees it played out in the media with the Tom Cruise stuff and all the reaction, he said what he sees doesn't reflect his relationship.
No, yeah. Yeah, again, ultimately, you're an individual before you're any denomination. And for me, personally, I grew up in Scientology. My parents were, I guess, what somebody would consider being clerical within the religion. And it's just, I have a very simple definition for it for myself, which is it's just an applied religious philosophy. It's something that has an application, and it's very much like going to a university or a college where you go and study a course, you drill it or you practice it, and you go out and apply it and get a result. And that's it. Yeah, there are plumbers, there are electricians and artists and people of all walks of life doing Scientology, that people of all denominations that are doing Scientology, and it does have media exposure because there are people that are luminaries that do Scientology as well, but it's just basically simply that.
Good to see you, man.
All right, good to see you too, man. Yeah, thanks.
No problem.
All right, cool. And the jeans.
Yeah, and the
Let's
jeans,
stand
that's
up,
right.
take a picture.
Double ass shot of these.
We'll do the ass. Look at the ass. Okay, there you go.
All